10% of people in this sense died from this disease because nobody really wants another pandemic.
Janice, the cause of this disease is still unknown. They don't really know a lot about what's happening with it, but what do we know about what's been spreading?
So cases have been reported since late October. We're talking about 6 weeks already, which is a bit of a concern because that's a fair time lapse in terms of actually getting diagnostics done. We know that there are flu-like symptoms, so we're thinking fever, headache, runny nose, body ache, those sort of things. Most of the cases have been amongst children younger than 5 years old, and all the severe cases are people who are malnourished. This is a very remote area, and so getting the diagnostics done in a country which is already diagnostic abilities are fairly limited is tricky. It's about 48 hours from Congo, the province that this is happening in, to the capital, and so getting all sorts of other medical supplies is also very difficult. We do know that there are teams on the ground, so that is comforting.
But Janice, I mean, earlier this year we were talking about Mpox, and there was the concern about how it was spreading. How is this potentially different? Are there ways that potentially this can be contained and it's not as much of a concern? I wonder how you'd paint that picture.
So with Mpox, it's not airborne, and this we don't know yet if it's airborne, but it might well be because of the flu-like symptoms, which suggests that. So a non-airborne disease often spreads slower, which Mpox was or is, and this might spread more easily. However, because it's such a remote area, and there aren't a lot of thoroughfares or routes going elsewhere, that does reduce risk, and the Congo is exceptionally good at dealing with infectious diseases. They've had Ebola and all sorts of other things, so that is a mitigating factor. There's also the fact that it may already be this unknown disease might actually be something that just hasn't been identified yet because of the slowness with testing, and so it could be something that's already known, like COVID-19, flu, pneumonia. Even measles and malaria. Malaria is very prevalent in the area. So it could be something like that. It could also be a multiple number of diseases that are just showing in this way, because these symptoms, while severe, I mean, there have been a number of deaths, they aren't uncommon to a variety of existing illness.
Very interesting to see that we possibly may have another pandemic. I don't know what's going on out there in these streets of Congo, but I don't know if a mad scientist had stepped into the building and, like they did with COVID and put a disease out there for everybody to pretty much die. I don't know. I don't know if that's the situation or if this is just something that just naturally came out of nowhere. But the disease is called X. And very, very flu-like, COVID-like, cold-like symptoms. Get those type of symptoms, headaches, coughs, and runny nose. Has already taken out 30 people. Over 400 people have received this disease. And if you're looking at it from stat-wise, that's a lot of people out of 400 people that got that. So in my opinion, that's a lot of people. That's almost 10%. 10% of people in this sense died from this disease. So it's a very deadly disease already. 10% is a high number. Any type of disease kill people. 1 out of every 10 people is once they get this. I don't know if it's as bad as COVID at this stage. I don't think it is, because I feel like they would have been covered more. I think that it would have been a little bit, or more publicity towards this. As you can see, it's kind of being contained, trying to take care of it because before it spreads very, very bad, and they need to. They need to, because nobody really wants another pandemic unless you do, because stimulus checks was hitting. I understand. I understand. But let me know your thoughts about this down in the comments below. How are the people going to protect themselves this time if this does end up getting out again? Disease X, the name of this disease, and it's flu-like symptoms. It's starting in the Congo. Over 30 people are already dead. Let me know your thoughts about this down in the comments below. I'd really like to know your thoughts. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button on your way out. Till next time, man, it's your boy Dgotsauce. Peace.